Peace fam, PA, Finley, ThePAFway, coming on you live. So this is actually a continuance of part 10 self-science. I did pause it. I'm just letting you know what happened. I did pause it, then I came back, just reset the light, then I came back and pushed the stop button. So, human, let you know, human, see, 100, we talking about keeping it 100. Right? I'm just keeping it 100 with you. Once again, there's no proper ending to that, but I'm going to continue. This is not going to be 11, because what I'm going to do is 11 and 12. That's going to be my graduation series on self-science. I'm about to get into on those two parts. The next two videos is going to be, I'm gonna have to A/B this one. The other video is 10A, and this is going to be 10B, self-science. I got to do it that way. And then 11 and 12 is going to be the graduation videos where I talk about specifically and all about the science and the study of one's own individual history, okay? You can't miss that. This is where you graduate at. So you can get this 12 videos, 12 grades, graduation, woohoo! All right. Sending out an atomic mushroom cloud explosion of love all across the globe. When do we not need that, right? Okay? So, I cut myself off. I was rudely interrupted by me. And I love myself sometimes. So, talking about gurus, senseis, teachers that are placed purposefully in our path at the exact right time. But we'll miss them. Matter of fact, our whole life has been that way. But that's history. That's 11 and 12. I don't want to do too much of that. So, but I'm letting you know, now it's time to be aware of what's going on around you. It's going to be time to learn how I'm going to talk about reading the book of life. But anyway, let me get finished with that point. So there are going to be people that comes around and they're going to lace you even further than your own inner lacing. There's going to be lacing within and lacing without. Okay, and now you're going to need that balance, because you're going to need that outer information. Some of that stuff that's coming in, some of them going to drop some stuff that ain't going to make no sense to you, but that's okay. Just respect game, receive it, put it in storage, and move on. Because you're going to, believe me, that stuff going to make sense later. So don't trip. Enjoy your folks, you know what I'm saying? Let them run their mouth a little bit, because that's what we like to do. So, and just, hang out with your folks for a minute. Take some time, sit down, stop moving so much, sit down somewhere and enjoy some company. Okay, so, because just because you feel 40, 50, 60 years old, don't mean that you got some science to drop. Everybody got some science to drop, but that don't mean that you ain't gonna come with the BS. To my G's, y'all know, man, some of us has missed a few boats. I'm just saying. And that's why a lot of the youngsters don't like to. They'd be like, I remember when I was young, man, I didn't want to, man, come on, man. If you ain't dropping the science, I really ain't trying to hear what you're saying. And then that science, I need to see that you doing something with the science, because if it ain't working for you, then what? Anyway. So, who are you? Do you know who you are? Who are you? Do you know who you be? Who are you? Do you know the one you don't call? Who are you? Do you know the one you call me? Who are you? Do you know the soul inside you? Who are you? Do you know the spirit within? Who are you? Do you know where you're gonna go? Who are you? Do you know where you've been? Who are you? Do you know who you are? Who are you? Do you know who you be? Who are you? Do you know the one you
don't call. Who are you? Do you know the one you call me?
Anyway, I said all of that to say that one of the wise individuals told me like this, that I was gracious enough and honored enough to have in my path, cross my path. That's peace deuces to the ancestors, peace to young fellow dropping that on science on my head, to the ancestors looking out. Everything is 50-50. See, when they were saying this, dude, I was halfway, I was 50% getting it. I'm serious. It's a trip when you just, it's like, dude, they like everything is 50-50. 50 good, 50 bad, 50 right, 50 wrong, 50 up, 50 down, 50. The duality is half and half, it's equally balanced. It's the universal thing. And then he dropped some signs. And he brought somewhat of a scientific proof to it. He brought somewhat of a scientific proof. He said, take the atom. You got protons, electrons. There's a perfect balance with that. Within the atom, protons, electrons, neutrons, the neutral thing. And this is the stuff, this is the breakdown of some atoms. Now, obviously, it probably goes a little bit further than that, but the simplified version. He said, everything is made up of atoms. You can't get you made up of atoms. The physical reality is like atoms is the bottom, like, core thing. To everything, is there everywhere. In all physical forms and fashions, they're everywhere. There's some is more, they collect themselves tighter, which makes it denser. And then there's some are more loose, like fluid and water and stuff, Depending on how the relationship is that they deal with one another, depends on how solid the object is. But if the atoms is 50-50, what the heck else, what is not going to be 50-50? So he's dropping this time because I'm over here watching this news, and I'm watching it every day, and I'm talking about this. He said, man, you talk about a lot of stuff that you get off the news. I'm like, yeah. I got to keep abreast of what's going on in the world and what's happening, woo-doo-doo. He's like, yeah, but where's the good stuff? I'm like, what you mean? Where's the good news? Because all I'm really hearing from you, brother, is bad news. Well, that's what they putting. He's like, but that's not what reality is. It's 50 good, it's 50 bad. If the news is not producing the good news too, it's not producing the news. It's producing something else. The media. Books been written about the media, so I'm not even gonna get into that. Everybody pretty much knows that the media is full of whatever. We have to stop drinking that stuff in. That's some negative energy, and it's fear factor. It's fear-based. It's just all about you being scared to death. That's what this is. The pumping of fear. So, for your first homework assignment, stop watching the news. It's not news. It's something else. Okay. And if you can do the PBSs and start getting some good news and some stuff like that there, start drinking in. You need to reverse your polarity. You're like highly on the negative side. You need to balance that stuff out. Start getting feel good, even movies and TV shows, whatever they talk about some good stuff that makes you feel good and strong and encouragement and emotionally connected. Start getting into that stuff. So, I'm gonna make this short and sweet because this is the part B. I'm closing in. My next 2 videos you got to see. If you like these 10, and if you're anything like me, you did, because I watched them and I liked them. But then again, I am my biggest fan. So, you gotta get into the next 2 videos, you guys. 11 and 12, I'm gonna set the stage up with 11, and then 12 is gonna be the graduation. And I'm gonna tell you something. This self-science is me. It's what I do. It's what I was made for. It's what I was put here for. And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm so glad of that. I'm so glad I chose this journey, this one. My history is riddled with a lot of heartache and pain and turmoil and stress and mess and drama. Pretty much like you. But I wouldn't change it for the world. I know that's... Some of y'all be like, what? Yeah, I wouldn't. And that's what we need to start doing right now, is appreciating where we are right now. Because it's for a purpose. So, listen, you guys, thank you so much for listening to my rhetoric. Please hit the like and subscribe and leave a comment and let me know what you guys think about this series thus far. And yeah, I bounced around the wall a little bit, but that's how I get in. I'm sorry. Y'all got to, by now, y'all should know P ain't no telling where he finna end up. Because I kind of like go with the flow, the rhythm, anywho. So, thank you so much for listening to me, and y'all know what time it is, man. Stay beautiful.
Who are you? Where you been? Who are you? Who are we? It's an age-old question. To be or not to be? That was the question. To be and not to be.